we mentioned, Vatican II began in 1962 at the beginning of the television age. It received wide coverage in the media. One future pope even said misunderstandings in the media led to inaccurate beliefs among the faithful of what came from the council. Abigail Galvan from EWTN Pro-Life Weekly has more.
The Second Vatican Council was the first, television-era council, first radio-era as well, but it was the first council that was conducted in a context of modern media coverage.
The Second Vatican Ecumenical Council opened in early October 1962. The New York Times called it the largest gathering of Roman Catholic prelates in history. The self-proclaimed paper of record also covered its closing in 1965, saying, quote, "The dogmatic beliefs of the Roman Catholic Church are the same, but their interpretation and application changed. And most of all, there is a new spirit." Vatican II was a success not only because Pope John, Pope Paul, and their 1,000 helpers made it so, but because the moment was ripe. The New York Times op-ed page appeared to get the Second Vatican Council correct. Other media coverage was not as accurate, at least according to one attendee, who later ascended the chair of St. Peter. On Valentine's Day 2013, Pope Benedict XVI said many misinterpretations of the Second Vatican Council were caused by the media promoting its own version of the events in Rome, adding that decades after it ended, the misunderstandings are being removed, and the strength of the council is finally being revealed. In an interview with EWTN's Colin Flynn, Father John Wauck, a professor of communications and Vatican expert, says Pope Benedict's criticism was largely correct.
If you read the documents of the council, you'll come away with a very different impression than you would get from the way people talk about the council. The way the council was presented in the media, for instance, is quite different from what's in the texts. And the way it was presented, say, in the late 1960s, after the council was over, when there was implementation of the council, and many things were justified in terms of, well, the council has said this, we can do this now, right? And in the 1970s, the same thing. And there were many deviations, really, from liturgical practice, doctrinal questions as well, in the 60s and 70s. So the council dovetailed with a cultural revolution in society that also affected the life of the church.
As Father Wauck says, people who read the documents from the council come away with a very different impression from how people, including the media, talk about the council.